He knows what happens when you get food poisoning. Thank you all for coming out also on such a, as Summer put it, dreary evening. I'm going to read some poems from a new manuscript called I Want to Make You Safe, but I won't read that particular poem. I just actually grabbed the first 8 short poems, so with no discrimination involved. So, what was I going to say? I've sort of been taking phrases that I like and using them throughout the manuscript. So if you hear something and you think, she said that already, I meant to do that. All right, so the first poem is Some Pink in Your Color. Did you know I'm in this hospital bed? I'm not. I'm in the same light you stand in, much the same way I'm in the waist of your Carolina, watching from the screen across the bed, whose pulse is worn down with an IV to the head. Are we getting feedback here? Here. We are all snowbirds atop the cherry blossoms of August. Springtime in Washington, D.C. passed too fast, nearly in the flash of Rose brushing teeth over a bedpan. No adrenal gland has known such cortisol, such heartbreaking I love you, oh my God. So many soldiers on the brink of their lives returning. Are we still talking about the same God? I can't imagine the heart anymore, now that it presses my ribs apart, a balloon of such gravity I ache for, stars in a jar, wasps whose love reminds me of fireflies tonight. It's actually a true story. I was in a hospital bed, and Rose would wake up screaming things because of Alzheimer's. The identity in my crisis. This last meal could not have been my only porn, could not have been my only easel. This last sentence could not have been the practitioners floating in my head, flowing into yours, my only eugenics, my only crisscross match, my only everything except yours in the last whip and crack. My medium circus, my vaudeville campaign, slurring perfect injunctions, were I ever to slur again. The genius dress was far too small, a random pie far too gone, too eaten am I to be holding on, a product I conducted in the language of fathers. We are drunkenness, bric-a-brac, torn saddle, backlash. This immersion has made me a model for your captivity digest, a cavity just as clean as we birthed from a hole far ago, as a picture piece buried in the roundest tree hollow, this slanted night, this aptly divided radio sleep on lovely knees, to burden forever a pear tree. That's a true story, too. Follow the leader of my silken teeth. And suddenly, art is a hand planted from the wrist down into the earth's epidermis. Its fingers sign their names with wind in pyramid skins, harboring our pupils. We think we know things, animal shapes, the songs of undiscovered tribes, how to hold baby diamonds, scratch the fur off why. Read the delicate membranes of spirit guides, pilfer dreams' pockets. She didn't notice the tennis ball directly overhead, though. I also thought I saw the meadowland, clouds, a barn, the stratosphere, willow trees, and my mortgage in its yellow. Janet Cardiff walks the brain's halls, takes us on an urban safari, hope's losses piled on her glass-shaped bed. Her notes leave breadcrumbs for stigmata I pluck at. Ground emerges from my silken teeth. We rankle in the dunes and subject our thoughts to religion's aftermath. Dust becomes us, the hand that takes root, the horn-throated beetles, zip-tied crocs, and the apple-black herons. We think we know things. Pilfer the lint of dreams, uproot every yellow, follow stigmata for dust. We have always been the first fruit and the first ones to rot. We are the ones that read the signs after we bury them. I think that's a true story, too. The destiny you choose is the only one you live through. Back in this province, we've got restaurants, violins, land deals to deal with. I'm going to start again. That's actually the land digs. The destiny you choose is the only one you live through. Back in this province, we've got restaurants, violins, land digs to deal with. We go right-wing with equal rights only for property owners. Make a bid. Build a private chain gang industry. suck the tuna from their tides, rip the salmon apart midstream, color their flesh pink, turn what is not only corn into grazing land, make cows eat maize, cage chicken beaks, sell onward masses. My intestines clang with confectionery histories that spill apart, muddying other shores. Such domestic matters couldn't be more replete with envy. Hold out for a house in the country, a 2-bedroom city, retreat gone microbe, off the grid, post-lesbian wedding. Spend water, but acknowledge. Scandals are only scandalous when we're invested in them. When the world melts its edges, we're eyes on an embroidered center. Give me meat, give me U.S. flesh on a stiff neck bone, sweep my sleepy glances to the side of the tracks. I am known for my peripheral marginalia, crucifixion complex, among other familial clutter. Roman Jacobson, you say? No, Victor Slavsky tearing the seams. Claude Cahoon pushing pamphlets amidst German soldiers that smile, tip their hats to the Jewess and her friend. They burn photographs of gravity and well-enforced plans. They turn products of suicide, marching battles into dresses, pass their lives in drag, away from habit, beloved intrepid rabbits. A few more. This is a bruise that stains the teeth. And who wouldn't? This burning arm holds the olive pit to her menstrual cycle. We were meant to avoid discussion. They still have them? I mean, women? The mythology goes, a branch took root and gulped the sleeve of the planet in a signature orgasm. Eve, she wrote. She turned into me, one vine in swamped-out marshes, drawing on a clothesline, crusted with love and a lunar eclipse. A twinned wine asks of his entrails sloppy directions. A hook nose and I'm forgotten. The lesser multiplication. I eat black flesh and reconstitute dementia. The sore in the mouth that crunches. Who owns just one? A bruise that stains the teeth. I am a kettle that holds only water that boils. I whistle and spew. Give me wind, some whistle from words. When you pour me over fire, forever I am the worm by the ember that glows. Can I have a drink of my beer? It is a poetry reading. You should have beer, even if you have food poisoning. The statue in the field. In fact, the sky has stopped. I love you, baby, my round-headed woman, my peach of the granite earth, my stone core heart of the heart, punching everyone's chest a beat apart. Such eggs shred their ghostly rags, machine cogs gone all technical now. On me, where's the loss, the sufferer, the breast that rips with a dovetail's rustle, and the china the bull slips to miss, tearing his rotator cuff just enough never to lift his own arm again, on the silver screen, star all the way high above a crowd of bird heads that says, me, I am waiting for here, you, a silver stallion lost, to see the motherless too, standing between the difference of murder and my sister killing the one-eyed jet gone AWOL with a needle's eyeball mark, a plan to win the stadium center in Paris, Texas, the cigarette tip, fingers of driftwood and steel gray hairs declaring I've made the curve of death, a human pair, I know, like the genesis of the sphere-shaped knife, and I to cancel our planet's core out. That's almost all one sentence, by the way.